Welcome to this channel. This channel is for educations and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So as many of you know that I am in Asia right now, and today I'd like to share with you something which is really critical for everyone to understand and to know if you are practicing Wing Chun or other traditional Chinese martial arts. So in the past few days, I have met many sifus, and I like to share with you that right now is the time for Wing Chun or traditional Chinese martial arts to evolve. Now, so the entire thing, if you think about it, is like if you were born in like the 70s, you know that the cassette tape is very popular in the late 70s, early 80s. And suddenly, after the 90s, the entire cassette tape is gone. Today, who's going to use the cassette tape? So, with a lot of Chinese Kung Fu style and Wing Chun is like that too. It is like the cassette tape. It is the way how the world changed. Now, there are two criteria that we need to watch out today when we talk about Chinese Kung Fu and Wing Chun. So in general, in Chinese Kung Fu, what I learned is that is a value propositions today in Asia. Well, it is like when you buy your cell phone, why do you want to buy this brand versus the other brand? What is the value propositions? Just be straight with you. I speak with many sifus from different style, and what it is in today, in terms of Wing Chun, what is the value propositions? Why don't you go learn BJJ, MMA, Western boxing, where it is a fact now, it is a reality now that Wing Chun today do not offer those type of value. So it is about the value propositions, because people spend their time, spend their money, they need to get the best return, right? So the first thing to judge on Chinese Kung Fu, whether it's going to last or not, or stay or not, it is the value propositions. What's so special about Wing Chun? Why is other people need to learn Wing Chun? And as we know today, most is never Wing Chun. Most just a name, label Wing Chun, but they do different stuff. Okay? Now, the second criteria is the Chinese martial arts sifu here in Asia. Those who are having advanced understandings and who's leading know that in Chinese Kung Fu, a style need to show the body conditioning of the nurture qi and then the training of qi. So it has to have nurture component and training component in the system for body conditioning. And also the historical evidence. It is very important. So you need to show that the historical evidence. You cannot say my Sifu is so and so, the king of Wing Chun or so and so, but you can never show anything. Well, the Chinese is looking at you. Now, so with this nurture and the training on body conditioning and be able to support with the historical evidence, this is the big deal. So this is the second thing. So with the first thing is the value propositions. The second thing is, do you have the complete or the holistic body conditioning on nurture and training? And will you be able to provide evidence for where is your art come from? With these two things, today we know, and actually it's not we know, the Asia know, most Chinese Kung Fu is non-exist. And some Sifu even tell me, say, you just look at people playing one sets. You ask, is this sets have a nurture and training? You ask this that. And also, will you be able to provide that historical evidence, which part of Chinese culture this has come from? And you can find that. Some Sifu told me that people do not have this. They don't have the nurture and training. They cannot and not be able to provide the historical evidence. And he said that, well, this type of stuff, you know that it is no longer needed. And of course, it will be phased out because it is not something people want. And it's not according to the Chinese culture. Now one of the Sifu mentioned, he said, you know what? Many Sifu just saying, oh, you keep training, you will get there. And but we know here that they are just selling snake oil. And for the Sifu, the traditional one would have a recognition saying that they know the full system, but not be able to train if somebody come to train with them, that train for nurture chi or train for fitness, be able to separate it. Then you know that Sifu also not really know what they are talking about. Because for whoever know the inside out, be able to share with you and be able to teach you. Teach you for recovery, teach you for training, for fitness. Because everybody's requirement or needs are different. So, today people is looking at, I'm not saying that other people in other martial arts, but the Chinese martial arts, the real deal Chinese martial arts Sifu are looking into that. So with the value propositions and the condition, the two type of conditions I just mentioned, and the and the historical evidence. There's one Sifu told me, at first he's just really polite. I know he's talking about Wing Chun. Do not satisfy all of this. And I told him, I said, I understand what you're talking about. If you talk about Wing Chun, just put it up front. And he said, yes. Like for the Bruce Lee, the fighting propositions, why don't you train Thai boxing if you want to train kick? Instead of thinking Bruce Lee's be able to kick and Wing Chun be able to kick, but Wing Chun I never trained that. As for the hell and the fighting, Wing Chun, like Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao. What do you train? Do you have the nurture part? Do you have the training part? Of course there's not. And also all this story about this king of Wing Chun, that monk and everything, there's nobody be able to prove it in the scientific, in the historical way. Where if you look at like the Yi Quan, Wang Xiangzai and his writing and his teaching is all in history. So Wing Chun today, with those two type of the criteria, is over. And of course, because they don't understand, they don't know what I'm training. They thought I'm trained only Wing Chun. So I lay out the entire Wing Chun 1850. So you can ask for anything, I show you anything based on history. I told them, whatever not written in the history, I will not say it. Whatever it is not proven by science, I will not say it. So I pull out all the heart rate variability, heart rate, breathing rate, all those technical data, the scientific tracking data is what I always show you here and in my book. So one of the Sifu said, well, but Hendrik, that is only for individual. I said, that's not for individual. And the other Sifu told me, no Sifu will do this. Well, why? Because it invests too much. They cannot do it, they won't do it because they don't have the Kung Fu. And they have this top name up there. And I told them, I said, the reason I do this is because everything right now, what I do based on the Apple Watch, based on the technology, the health technology of Apple Watch, where you can share with your medical team. Also, with Garmin, which is close to Apple, but not as solid as Apple. So I say, if you really train, as you guys talk about this nurture and training, thus I show them, I say, well, the nurture chi, the heart rate variability, the anaerobic endurance, the aerobic endurance, all we have in Wing Chun. So many of the Sifu is like, is it true? Is that true? I said, yeah, this is by history. You talk history, this is from Qi Ji Guang, this is from Shaolin. That writing, I always, I put in my book. And one of the Sifu said, yeah. So they bring me to a place that I can see the Qing Dynasty print or Qing Dynasty copy of the Shaolin Sword Strike book, which if you can see in my book. So he said, well, this is real deal because this is being used in Qing Dynasty for those who really practice martial arts. So for 1850s Wing Chun, we have really extremely solid. We have solid thing, and we have be able to bridge with today's sports science. Most Chinese Kung Fu cannot do it because they either don't have the content or they don't have anybody who really get into the today's sports science and test it out. Like for example, in my books, that it is not about me, it is about science. Does it work or does it not work? If you practice this way, you have to have the result this way. So that is what is the reality. So I have some friends, some Sifu from Fatsan. I told them that tap into the Wing Chun 1850. I have already done the foundations, and it's not for me. If you don't tap into that, it's gone. Okay, and don't tell me about Wing Chun 1850 is a lineage, all this nonsense bullshit. We are trying to save a culture now, or not, you wipe out. So by that two criteria I mentioned in front of this YouTube, it's gone already. It doesn't have value propositions. It is not provable that it is a Chinese Kung Fu alleged one. So, but if people, based on the Wing Chun 1850s documentations and scientific verifications, then one can use it to grow their lineage, or else it is gone. Okay, if you don't even know what is sword strike, then people ask you, so what is the value propositions? Why don't I just go learn BJJ instead of learning Wing Chun? You are doing BJJ anyway, or you're doing Western boxing anyway. Okay, so it is obvious that when people get famous, they have fear, like doing this scientific testing as what I share everybody. So am I going to get the same result every day with my scientific tracking? Of course not. And that is important. When your scientific tracking get lower than the usual, you know that is when your body have something change. You might need a rest. Okay, and I even show one of the Charlie Ford Grandmaster that using that the peak heart rate testing to check how many minutes I can or anybody can last in their fighting. Like the zone 4 at the really 100% of their heart rate, maximum heart rate. And I show him that in my book, like in the Decoding Wing Chun. I did that when I was 62 or 63 when I retired. That's my last glimpse. And you look at that, there's 6 minutes. And he was laughing. He said, yeah, at the age of 62-year-old, you can still do 3 minutes, right? Around. I said, yeah, but right now, almost 70, I will not be able to do that anymore, right? Because I have the concern about the free radicals and so forth. I'm getting old, and I was born with diabetic type 1. So this is what I like to share with you. This is how the world proceed. And this actually remind me, Chinese Kung Fu, this community remind me like Silicon Valley corporations at every era. When a company get too old, it doesn't offer any value anymore, that company is going to go down, and somebody will going to consolidate the department which is useful or having the niche, but the entire company will go. So it is keeping this way to keep evolve to be better. And one last thing I want to share with you. I was playing with actually I'm playing with one top Tai Chi Grandmaster in Taiwan. Now the Tai Chi Grandmaster is not the Tai Chi you talk about today. He actually come up with his Tai Chi style, of course based on the Chinese philosophy and so forth, and Chinese martial art and so forth, the classical writing. But he actually merged it with the science, physics. So guess what? I was doing Chi Sao a little bit, testing a little bit. And as you guys know that Chi Sao, you always have the 2 hands in front. Well, when we have 2 hands in front, guess what? He is shifting the force flow behind my back. he doesn't want to play in front, because in front, as you guys play Chi Sao, is too muddy, isn't it? Not to mention that if some grapple come and grappling you, then it become really muddy. So it was shifting that his force flow behind my back, and we play that way. So I was thinking, oh, this is a good thing, to even to add into the Wing Chun 1850, where everything is progress, right? Keeping evolve. Yes, this thing exists. And also another thing is from this same Sifu about the virtual grounding. So what is virtual grounding? It's that you stand and me in this level. Say we do Chi Sao or grappling. If you go a little bit down, then I have to go a little bit down to follow you. Otherwise, you get my center of gravity because you're going lower than me, because you're lowering down yourself. While with the technology, with that specific force flow handling technology, he can actually have a virtual grounding lower than the opponent's gravity, meaning that when you two-person play together, the other side, because they want to grab with you, they want to underhook take you, they go lower than you. And in this case, he doesn't have to go lower than him to struggle. He just project a virtual ground deeper and be able to handle the undertake coming in. Yes, this is a technology. This technology which is you don't see in Tai Chi before, because this is scientific stuff. So I was thinking, in the force flow of the sixth core element of the 1850s Wing Chun, just add it in. Adding an improved version. Well, didn't Chi Chi Guang adding the Japanese samurai sword play techniques, which is superior? Add it in. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. There's so many things. The world is so big. The ocean is so deep. But whatever the time pass, if you stand up there selling nothing, no value propositions, no trainings, different category of training, like the nurture and the training, everything, people are going to spot at you, and you're going to be obsolete. And it is not tomorrow, it is now. So I share this with you all. That's why I share with a friend in Fatsan. So I brought all my books. I actually give it to a friend in Fatsan, and he's going to put into the Fatsan's library, not the museum, as you see many people claim that they put their thing in museum and so forth. No, this is the library, public library, that everybody can get access of it. Every martial art students be able, or sifus be able to go to the library and look into what I do, because my hope is that I provide a data point, a base, so that everybody be able to proceed further. Of course, this is not the it, because there's no it there. Thing is always evolve to become better and better and better. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. I'm still in Asia, and the real deal is not what most people think. This is not about commercial. This is not about commercial. Chinese Kung Fu today is gone. As the cassette tape is gone. What is coming new is developing right now. So if you love it, you love Kung Fu, you love Wing Chun, it's time to change. Don't buy into those Tai Chi this, Tai Chi that, get a student to play with you, the teacher, and then to show them all those nonsense. Real Sifu in Asia, don't believe those bullshit. Okay, like as I should share with you, just have a fun trial or testing on the Chi Sao and so forth, and he showed me on how the force flow go to the back, and that be able to cut through the muddy, or if you are fast and your opponent is faster and bigger and stronger, you do Chi Sao or you go grappling, then it's a trouble, it's a problematic thing. Chi Sao practically don't works, no matter what you think. Because when you meet a guy who is faster, how are you going to deal with it? Okay, so this is for you all.